tumaas naman si Vice President Sara Duterte. Umakyat sa 59% ang approval rating ng bise noong Marso mula sa 52% noong Pebrero. Ang kanyang trust rating tumaas sa 61% mula 53%.
Kinumpirma ng Office of the Vice President na umalis pa abroad si Vice President Sara Duterte kasama ang kanyang pamilya, tiyempo sa pananalasa ng bagyong Karina at ng Habagat. Ayon sa ulat, lumipad pa Germany kahapon ng madaling araw ang bise, kanyang asawa, mga anak at ina. Sa isang pahayag, sinabi ng OVP na unfortunate o nakalulungkot na ang kanyang biyahe ay nataon kasabay ng bagyo.
The Office of the Vice President has significantly ramped up its relief operations in response to Typhoon Karina. Through its Disaster Operations Center, or DOC, the OVP has mobilized relief suppliers and prepared hot meals for distribution in areas impacted by the typhoon.
Nanindigan si Vice President Sara Duterte na hindi na siya magkokomento kaugnay sa issue ng pinagtatalunan teritoryo sa West Philippine Sea. Sa panayam kanina kay VP Sara, iginiit nito na sapat na anya ang naging komento kamakailan ng kanyang kapatid na si Davao City 1st District Congressman Paulo Duterte. Kaya't hindi na siya magbibigay pa ng pahayag ukol dito. Batay sa naging pahayag ni Congressman Pulong Duterte, iginiit nito na ang Chief Architect ng Foreign Policy at ng Department of Foreign Affairs at Department of National Defense ang dapat na sumagot sa issue ng agresyon ng China sa West Philippine Sea. Ayon sa mambabatas, hindi trabaho ng Vice Presidente na magsalita ukol sa nasabing issue laban sa China at sa kahit ano pang bansa. Nauna nang kinwestiyon ng grupong akbayan si VP Duterte hinggil sa umunay pagiging tahimik nito sa usapin sa West Philippine Sea.
Yes, no comments. I think comprehensive na yung statement ni Congressman Paulo Duterte about me and the West. Guilty kasi alam ko ako yung isa ako sa nag-cause ng stress because I do not come from the education sector. I do not have an education background, so I cannot review what they are doing. And I rely on their expertise and all the stakeholders who did
the Office of the President charged to Contingent Fund 2022 and transferred to the Office of the Vice President 221,424,000 pesos. Is this a correct factual statement, Madam?
And that is correct. We requested confidential funds to the Office of the President as early as August 2022, and we were only granted the confidential funds on December 2022.
There was no item in the OVP budget for confidential expense in year 2022. So it's not even 1 peso, it's nothing, it's zero, and then it's not even mentioned in the line item budgeting for the OVP. And yet, at year's end, calendar year 2022, we will now have an entry of 125 million pesos.
Yes, Madam Speaker.
Now, Madam Speaker, ayon sa JC Joint Circular, kinakailangang magbigay ang OVP ng kopya ng kanilang accomplishment report. 'Di ba? Sa Pangulo ng Senado, sa Speaker of the House, bilang suporta ng kanilang liquidation report patungkol sa gastusing ito. Madam Speaker, nabigyan ba ang tatlong ito ng accomplishment report?
Yes, Madam Speaker.
Madam Speaker, ayon din sa mga nakaraang usapin, lumalabas na ginastos ng OVP ang halagang 125 million sa 19 na araw, 19 days lamang, na mukhang napakaiksing panahon, Madam Speaker. Maaari bang ikumpirma ng COA ang nangyaring ito? Madam Speaker, mula po sa SAOB, December 13 to December 31 ang nakalagay. So 19 days po yan.
Madam Speaker, ang totoo po ay nagulat din po ako nung mabasa ko ang mga balita na tila nagastos po sa loob ng 19 days at tinanong ko po ang COA at tinignan ko po ang mga iba't ibang mga reports. Pero hindi po ito nagastos sa loob ng 19 days kung hindi 11 days po. Madam Speaker.
Now, Madam Speaker, 11 days, ang hirap no, isipin kasi parang kung surveillance yan, ilang reward payment po yan na aabot ng 11 million per day. So, Madam Speaker, medyo 11 days. Confirm ko lang, Madam Speaker, 11 days ang nakalagay.
Anong uri na naman ng magic ang ginamit nila para ubusin ang 125 million pesos sa loob lang ng 11 araw? Hindi na lang yan spending spree. Yan ay paglapastangan sa mamamayan. Napakagaspang. 11 milyong piso kada araw. Daig pa ang may patagong credit card sa national budget. Hindi nyo pera yan. Confidential funds can be validly spent only on expenditures supporting surveillance activities of civilian agencies. Yung ating Coast Guard sa West Philippine Sea, araw-araw binabantayan ang sumpong ng China. 17 years pinagkasya ang 117 million pesos na confidential funds. Ang OVP, hindi man lang umabot sa 2 linggo. What can VP Sara show for it? Nag-mass hiring ba ang OVP ng libo-libong informant sa loob ng 11 araw? Nagpatayo ba sila ng daan-daang safe house sa loob lamang ng 11 araw? Babalik tayo sa paulit-ulit na tanong, saan nyo dinala ang pera? Naghihintay ng resibo ang buong Pilipinas.
Madam Chair. Yes, Madam Chair. Hindi ko rin maintindihan ang ugali ni Senator Risa Ontiveros, and I do not appreciate, ano yung sinabi niya? I do not appreciate this kind of behavior and attitude. Madam Chair, noong 2016, tumatakbo si Senator Risa Ontiveros na senator, nakailang talo na siya So,
Dalawa, Madam Chair.
okay, dalawa. Natatakot siya sa pangatlong talo niya, kaya pumunta siya sa Davao. Humingi siya ng tulong. Tinulungan siya ng isang kagawad ng Davao na ngayon hindi na siya sinusuportahan. Humingi siya ng tulong sa akin, thinking na hindi mananalo si President Rodrigo Duterte. Kinausap niya ako ng kinausap doon sa law office ko sa Davao City. Sabi ko sa kanya, o sige, tutulungan kita. Chinika niya ako ng chinika. Tapos umalis siya. Siyempre, hindi naman siya tumutulong kay Pangulong Duterte, hindi din totoo yung sinabi ko na tutulungan kita. Tinext niya ako, pwede ba akong mag-follow up sa hinihingi kong tulong sa boto dyan sa Davao City? So sabi ko sa kanya, okay, sige. So, tinawagan ko at sinabihan ko at pinakiusapan ko ng pinakiusapan si former Congressman Milen Garcia. Sabi ko sa kanya, Kong, tulungan mo ito. Bigyan mo na lang ng ilang barangay mo at ilang mga leaders mo. Ayaw pa siya tulungan ni former Congressman Milen Garcia. Pinakiusapan ko ulit, Kong, please tulungan mo na lang. Nanalo na siya at nung nanalo siya, anong ginawa niya? Siya ang pinakaunang umatake kay President Rodrigo Duterte. Anong tawag sa ugaling ganito?
Kung noong 2022, pinuna ng Commission on Audit ang paggastos ng Office of the Vice President ng confidential fund nito, lumabas sa annual audit report ng COA para sa 2023 na nagtriple ito ng sumunod na taon. Kung ikukumpara, gumastos ang tanggapan ni Vice President Sara Duterte ng 125 million pesos na confidential fund sa loob lamang ng 11 araw noong 2022. Sa sumunod na taon, tumalon ito sa 375 million pesos para sa buong taon ng 2023. Ayon sa COA report, ang confidential expenses ay para sa ligtas na implementasyon ng iba't ibang proyekto at aktibidad sa ilalim ng Good Governance Program, Socio-Economic Program Delivery at Official Engagements o pagsali sa international at domestic events sa utos ng Pangulo. Batay din sa COA report, tumaas ang gasto sa mga biyahe sa loob at labas ng bansa ng Office of the Vice President. Noong 2022, nasa 20.11 million pesos ang nagastos, halagang pinaghatian ni na dating Vice President Leni Robredo at ngayon Vice na si Sara Duterte. Sa pagsapit ng 2023, kung kailan si VP Sara na ang nakaupo sa buong taon, dumoble ang travel expenses sa 42.58 million pesos. Lumaki rin ang halaga ng tulong na pinamahagi ng OVP. Sa computation ng GMA Integrated News Research, gumasta ito ng 1.28 billion pesos para sa assistance, subsidies at welfare goods noong 2023. Triple ito ng ginastos noong 2022. Ayon sa COA, ang welfare goods ay relief goods at food boxes na pinamimigay sa nangangailangang gaya ng biktima ng kalamidad. Kabilang sa ginastosan ng OVP ang medical burial assistance, Hospitals for Medical Assistance Program at medical physical examination ng OVP employees and personnel. Pero may naobserbahan ng COA sa pamamahagi ng welfare goods. Hindi raw matiyak kung naipamahagi nga ang mga ito dahil sa pagkukulang sa guidelines and procedures at control measures ng OVP. Sa Davao Satellite Office naman ni VP Sara, may pagkukulang sa pag-iimbentaryo gaya ng mga food items daw na malapit nang mag-expire pero hindi pa nadidistribute. Food items na nasa unventilated shipping container at iba pa. Nakasaad naman sa report na maayos na nagamit ng OVP ang pondo nito para sa socio-economic program delivery. Mas mataas din daw ang accomplishments nito kaysa sa target. Hininga namin ang reaksyon ng Vice kaugnay sa audit report pero wala pa siyang tugon.
Nakakatanggap po ba kayo ng envelope kay ASEC Paharta? Yung totoo po, ma'am. Remember, you are under oath. Aside from your allowance, from your regular budget, nakakatanggap po ba kayo ng envelope just like Yusek Mercado and Director Osias from ASEC Paharda?
Yes, sir.
Magkakano?
Minimal amount lang po.
Which is, how much po?
It's not even,
Magkano po?
it's 25,000.
25,000. How many times po? If you could recall.
9?
Ilan?
9 times.
9 times. From what month up to what month? Let me guess. From February to September?
I think so, sir.
So, nung September po, tumigil na.
Yes, Your Honor.
Just like Yusek Mercado. Tama po ba?
Tanong lang po, would you also receive envelopes from Ms. Shine Paharda? Parang ikinuwento ni Yusek Mercado, envelope containing cash.
All right. Your Honor, Mr. Chair, no, I must be candid about this. I must say I did, but I didn't know because I was new in the department. I thought it was a practice of the department. I thought, the very first time I encountered that matter, sir, was sometime in April of 2023. I didn't know I was summoned to the office of ASEC Shine, and then I was given an envelope, and it was later on I found out that there was money in it, but it was not because I was a back member or whatever yet, because I was not at that time.
At that last hearing, sabi ni Yusek Mercado, kung natatandaan ko, 9 envelopes yung natanggap niya amounting to 50,000 each. Sa inyo pong pagkakaalala, hanggang kailan kayo nakatanggap na envelope? Ilan?
It started April. I think it was until September of that year.
Up to September 2023?
Yes, sir. But if I recall it right, I was only summoned about 4 times to the office.
4 times?
Yes.
Up to September 2023?
Yes, sir.
So yung last quarter po, wala na kayo natanggap?
Wala na po. Wala.
So in other words, wala na kayong envelope na natanggap ng 4th quarter ng 2023. Tama po?
Yes, sir.
Mukhang sumakto Sa panahon na hindi na ginamit ng DepEd yung confidential fund for the last quarter nang pumuputok na issue ng confidential fund. Anyway, Mr. Osias, I think this was also mentioned by the BP in a press conference na magkano po pala yung laman? Magkano po laman ng envelope?
I think it was something like between 12 to 15, sir. Hindi ko na matandaan yung laman talaga.
12 to 15,000.
Very minimal amount, yes, sir.
Attorney Osias admitted that he has received envelopes. Now, I'm not saying it's wrong, no? It can be an appreciation thing or a love gift, whatever it might be. I don't think it's wrong. Pero if that is actually the habit of the secretary, to give envelopes to her people. I wonder if only Yusek Mercado or you receive envelope. Perhaps Yusek Mempin should also say something about that, or anybody here.
Mayaman man yan.
Tanong ko lang po, may isang beses ba o ilang beses ka ba nabigyan man lang ng pera ni BP Sara?
Isang beses. Nakasobre, 15,000.
Kailan po yun?
Kaarawan ng isang DDS.
Sobre.
Puro kami DDS.
Nasa sobre yung pera.
Yes, nasa sobre. Ang nag-abot, staff ng OBP.
Para saan
Kaya
daw
wag
po
kayong
yun?
umarte na malinis si Sara Duterte.
Para saan yun, Mami Pebbles?
Wag silang umarte na malinis si Sara Duterte, kaya visit na visit ako dyan. Ha?
Para saan yun?
Allowance. Wala allowance daw, pinabibigay.
Allowance?
Wala, basta inabot lang. Galing sa OBP. Hindi, wala naman sinabing allowance, basta inabot lang. O di kinuha ko.
Wala kang pinirmahan na papel, Mami Pebbles.
Hindi lang naman ako yung binigyan eh.
Pero
Wala.
Wala kayong pinapirmahan na papel.
Ay, may pirma. May pirma ka. May pirma.
Pero binigay lang na ganon.
Mga anong taon yun? 2023, 2024,
Kailan
or
yan, Mami Pebbles?
2025?
Kailan nangyari?
Kailan po?
2022. 2022 ng mga bandang October or November ba yan? Parang pagkapanalo nila, tapos pagkapanalo kasi nila, di ba, umalis agad ako sa BPM. 2022, Kuya Benji. 2022, di ba, 2022 pagkaupo ni BBM umalis agad ako. Naging criticism agad ako nag-criticize ko agad si BBM that time.
Okay. So,
2022 yan Ayoko kasi magsalita ng pangalan ng ibang vloggers kasi yung iba wala namang ginawang masama sa akin Madadamay lang sila. Pero ako, sasabihin ko sa inyo, naabutan po ako.
okay.
Vice President Sara Duterte is refusing to comment on the existence of a certain Mary Grace Piatos, an alleged recipient of a part of the confidential funds her office spent in just 11 days in December 2022. In a press conference on Wednesday, November 20, Duterte says she has not seen the acknowledgement receipts containing the name Mary Grace Piatos, which were tackled by the House Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability in its probe. According to Duterte, the documents the House were citing did not go through her, adding that it was instead directly submitted to the Office of the Vice President's Special Disbursement Officer, Gina Acosta, and then to the Inspection and Control of Fund Audit Unit of the Commission on Audit.
I have no comment on that, because I've not seen the acknowledgement receipt na kanilang sinasabi, because basically lahat ng mga documents hindi siya dumadaan sa akin, dumidiretso siya sa SDO and sinasubmit siya sa ICFAO, yung office ng COA.
Duterte says she will not comment on the issue as she is unaware of how the copies of the acknowledgement receipts were processed.
So hindi ako makakomment, lalong-lalo na hindi namin alam kung paano pinroseso ang pagbigay ng copies ng ARs or ng submissions namin sa COA to the House of Representatives and sino ang nag-handle noong mga documents.
Lawmakers earlier placed a 1 million peso cash reward for anyone who could identify Mary Grace Piatos. During the House panel's hearing on November 5, Antipolo 2nd District Representative Romeo Aco pointed out to the COA that several of the acknowledgement receipts were signed by a certain Mary Grace Piatos. The lawmaker expressed doubts if Mary Grace Piatos is a legitimate identity, as the signatory's first name is similar to a coffee shop, while her last name is a famous potato chip brand. The House panel is investigating the budget utilization of the OVP and the Department of Education under Duterte amid allegations of fund misuse and supposed irregularities in confidential fund expenses.
Names resembling grocery items were found on the list of supposed receipts of the 500 million pesos confidential funds of the Office of the Vice President under Vice President Sara Duterte. According to House Deputy Majority Leader Francisco Paulo Ortega V, like other previous names found in his continuing review of evidence on the alleged misuse by Vice President Duterte on her confidential funds, the new names resembling grocery items had no birth, marital or death records with the Philippine Statistics Authority. Ortega cites Beverly Claire Pampano, Miko P. Harina, Patty Teng, Ralph Josh Bacon, and Sala Kasim as members of Team Grocery. Ortega notes that the Team Grocery names were among those in acknowledgement receipts submitted by the Office of the Vice President to Commission on Audit to justify its spending of 500 million pesos in confidential funds. Other names of supposed receipts that resembled food brands or products and similarly had no corresponding records with the Philippine Statistics Authority include Canor Adrian Contes, Claire Nica Lasagna, Kikoy Oregano, and Matthew N. Queso. Previously, Ortega had cited the discovery of other strange names among recipients of the Office of the Vice President's confidential funds, which were seemingly derived from snack brands and gadgets such as Mary Grace Piatos. They were part of nearly 2,000 names in acknowledgement receipts submitted by the OVP to the Commission on Audit. But upon verification by the House Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability, the Philippine Statistics Authority said that more than 1,300 of the names had no birth records.
There's a phone-in question from the OVP media in Manila. Reaction on the supposed 1 million bounty placed by the HOR committee. on the para po sa pagkakakita kay at sa alleged CIF Secretary Mary Grace Piatos?
I have no comment on that, no, because I've not seen the acknowledgement receipt na kanilang sinasabi, because basically lahat ng mga documents hindi siya dumadaan sa akin, dumidiretso siya sa SDO and sinasubmit siya sa ICFAO, yung office ng COA na gumagawa ng audit ng confidential funds. So hindi ako makakomment, lalong-lalo na hindi namin alam kung paano pinroseso ang pagbigay ng copies ng ARs or ng submissions namin sa COA to the House of Representatives, and sino ang nag-handle noong mga documents.
Isa pang follow-up nila, Deputy Speaker David Suarez claimed that OVP is hiding Ms. Gina Acosta in Caraga. That's why there's an ongoing event here in Butuan.
Well, alam naman ng lahat na it's the 89th anniversary of the Office of the Vice President, and hindi lang Caraga ang merong activities in relation to the anniversary, no. In fact, sa susunod na araw nasa Bukidnon kami for Southern Mindanao, Central Mindanao, and then nasa Lanao del Sur kami for Western Mindanao, and then for BARM, and then nasa Isabela City kami for Western Mindanao, and then meron din kami sa Cebu, meron din kami sa Leyte, meron din kami sa Ifugao. All these were planned and prepared last year when we proposed our budget in relation to our Thanksgiving activities, in relation to our anniversary. November 15 yung anniversary, pero before and after November 15, madaming activities sa Office of the Vice President.
Next question, Sir Fred, please go ahead.
House Committee on Welfare of Children Chairman and BHW Party List Representative Angelica Natasha Co was the one who raised the report.
Yung mga bulok na nutriban, may amag na nutriban, o kaya naman may pest or insekto sa loob po ng mga nutribans natin. Meron din pong kakulangan sa bilang ng gatas na na-deliver. Mga questionableng manufacturing at expiration dates kasi po meron din pong late deliveries at unsanitary packaging at mga boxes po ng nutribans.
The school-based feeding program was given a budget of 5.69 billion pesos in 2023 according to COA, but auditors found numerous problems with the food, either in terms of its quality or its packaging. ACT Teachers Party List Representative Franz Castro called for an investigation into the matter.
Hindi rin katanggap-tanggap na magde-deliver na expired pagkatapos ibabalik na lang. Imagine 10 in 17 regions. So malaki, no? Buns, tsaka milk. So, kailangan maimbestigahan yan.
Well, natuwa ako na naagapan ito dahil nakatipid ito sa gobyerno ng 100 milyon kung i-suma total ho natin. At ako naman, nagtatanga ako bakit walang napaparusahan dito. Kung baga ang parusa ay tinatanggalan lang ng voucher. Kami, siguro sa sample kami ng mga tao dito na nakatingin namin ay hindi aksidente dahil yung isa nagkakamali sa isang tao, isang dalawang tao. Yun siguro pwedeng sabihin clerical error yun, pero yung mga talagang may pattern na talagang nagte-take advantage siya o nananamantala dun sa sistema, naghahanap ng butas para kumita, yun talaga siguro sasampulan mo natin yun.
Sa tingin niyo may kasabwat pa sa DepEd kasi ginagamit mo yung mga LRA ng mga bata and needs nila.
Yun talaga pinag-aaralan namin dahil yung ibang impormasyon, ilang tao lang ang may hawak noon. So, yun talaga titingnan namin kung may kasabwat dito.
Hindi ko alam. Pero isang beses sinabihan ko talaga si Senator Amy. Sabi ko sa kanya, kung hindi kayo tumigil, huhukayin ko yung tatay ninyo. Itatapon ko siya sa West Philippine Sea. Sinabihan ko si Senator Amy. One of these days, pupunta ako dun, kukunin ko yung katawan ng tatay nyo, tapon ko yan dun sa West Philippine Sea. At that point, may sakit na ako. I'm feeling very well. Nandun lang ako, nakakatayo ako dun kasi nagkamot ako. Gusto ko tanggalin yung ulo niya ba? Na-realize ko, toxic na, di ba? Ganyan na yung imagination mo. Ang imagination mo, sinasakal mo na yung tao. And then I said, this is over. Tapos na.
Kesyo taksil, kesyo korap, abusado,